Alright guys, we're going to continue from step 14 here. Oopsie. There we go. There we go. So it wants us to start with creating a moon. So I'm going to click on the ellipse tool. I'm going to change the fill to this dark yellow here for now. Hold down the shift key to make a perfect circle. Something like that. Then it wants you to make a copy, so you could do Command C and then Command V to make a copy. It wants you to make this one slightly lighter, so we can create a slightly lighter moon here. You can always come back and change these colors later too. Alright, so once you have two circles, hold down Shift and click on the original one, so both of them can be selected. You're going to look for the Shape Builder tool, which is on your tools panel over here, and this works very similar to the Pathfinder tool, but you're going to hold down the Alt Option key on your keyboard, and you'll notice that your cursor, instead of having a plus sign, it changes into a minus when you hold down that Alt Option key. But this is just telling you that whatever we're going to click on with this cursor is going to be cut off, so don't let go of the Alt Option key and then just regular click once on your mouse. So now we have these two shapes here. We're going to do one more cut, so I'm going to click on this shape here, hold down. The way that I like to copy is holding down the Alt Option key and then dragging this down. I'm going to change this to a lighter yellow, maybe not that light. Let's grab the original. Oops. Grab the eyedropper, grab the original, and then drop this down. No. This is making us change everything. Okay. There we go. Why does it keep changing it to blue? Right. That's just me being picky, guys. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab our selection tool. If it's not selected, hold down Shift and click on the circle. Grab your Shape Builder tool, hold down the Alt Option key, and then click once to get rid of this bottom half. So now you should have a moon, but with 3 different shades of yellow. Okay, the cool thing is if you change your mind on some of these colors, you can double click to enter isolation mode, and then you can change the fill color here. If you hit escape, it takes you back to your regular view here. But oopsie, I redo delete. There we go. Step 15 wants us to, step 16 now wants us to create craters in the moon. So you're going to grab your ellipse tool. I'm going to start off with this yellow here. Actually, let's see what that green looks like for the craters. You don't have to hold down Shift because the craters aren't supposed to be perfect. And then I'm going to hold down Alt Option to make multiple copies. And let's make a tiny one. Oops. Okay. So we're going to make these look a bit more 3D too, same way we did with the moon. So you're going to make copies. I'm going to hold down the Alt Option key and drag this copy down. I'm going to change it to, let's say, this shade right here. And this is the part that's important because we got to know where our light source is coming from. So I think we're going to make all of these, the shadow be at the bottom here. So just so you're aware. Okay, so hold down Shift to select both of them. You're gonna grab your shape builder, you're gonna hold down the Alt Option key and then cut that part. The X's part, and it should look three-dimensional like that. Let's do the same over here. Hold down the Alt Option key, drag down a copy, change the fill of that copy to the lighter moon shade. Hold down Shift to click on the original one. Grab your shape builder, hold down Alt Option, and then delete this excess over here. Okay, same thing with the last one. I'm going to zoom in though, because when the shapes get too small, they're kind of hard to manipulate. Hold down the Alt Option to drag down the copy. Shift, oh no, my bad, we have to change the color first. Let's do this light shade. Hold down Shift and click on the original circle. Grab your shape finder, or shape builder, I'm sorry. Hold down the Alt Option key to cut this excess off. And now you have a cute moon with some craters that look three-dimensional. Alright, so step 17 is us creating this light source coming from the moon on our castle. So you want to grab the pen tool, and I'm going to actually switch this for now, but we're using some of this as a reference. So I'm going to start up here, come down straight to about right here, make that bend, and then close it off where we started. Alright, now I can switch the fill and the stroke color. I'm going to come to my fill color really quick, and actually let me do it from over here. Do color picker, I'm going to select the original blue, and then I'm going to hit this black value here and do something like this. Oh, I still have this selected, that's why. Dang it. Deselected now. There we go. Okay. So then I'm going to hit OK. We're going to do that for the rest of the castle here too. So for this one, I'm going to start somewhere down here. And the shading's really up to you guys. I just ask that it makes sense of some sort. If you see it snapping to places you don't want it to snap, you just have to zoom in quite a bit, and it should get rid of the annoying snapping. I forgot to change this. There we go. And somewhere like this. Okay, and then we need to do it to this one too. Oops. There we go. Oh, gotta zoom in to see this one. There we go. Alright, now we're going to switch these. And I accidentally grabbed this color, so I'm going to click on this shape, grab my eyedropper tool, and then click on this shade over here. Much better. And then we just need one more on this tower. Okay. That looks about good. This tower over here I don't think would get any, but if you wanted to do a little highlight here, that's perfectly fine. It wants us to now create different cloud shapes. So I'll do one cloud and then I'll have you guys do the rest of them on your own, but grab the ellipse tool, and I'm actually going to do the cloud somewhere off over here. But I'll do one circle, and then it just is going to gradually get bigger, so I'm going to make a copy, hold down shift, make another copy, holding alt option, hold down shift to make it bigger proportionately, and then I'm going to copy this one over, make this smaller, so we have some shape like this, and I'm going to change this temporarily for now, something that I can see a bit better. Okay, so with all of them selected, you want to go to your Pathfinder Unite and go ahead and combine all of them into one shape. And now we're going to use a line tool, so we're going to grab a line, and we're going to create a line going straight down the middle like this. And it wants us to select both of them, so the cloud shape and the line, and you're looking for the Pathfinder call Unite, so click on these little 3 dots if you don't see it, and I'm sorry, it's divide, so it didn't, okay, there we go. You have to kind of double click a couple times so that only the bottom half is selected, and then you can hit delete. So you have half a cloud, but I noticed that mine's not going perfectly across the center, so I'm going to make sure that all of these are straight before I do the line again. Okay. And slightly move this down. I'm just repeating what we did earlier. There we go. And double clicking will help you isolate some of the things you want. Okay, so now once you have a cloud, and you're going to make multiple, it wants you to take down the opacity. So the opacity is over here. Nope, forgot to unite them. There we go. And I do not like that blue. So I'm going to actually do white instead of the blue. And I'm going to take the opacity down to about 46. You can make multiple copies of these clouds and just resize them down and place them wherever you like. Oops. And that's it for this video. This is a good spot to do file save.